Dear students, let's begin the class on informatics. Informatics is one of the papers assigned for 5th semester BA English of Calicut University. In this voice, I try to give a general introduction to informatics. The term informatics was first coined by a German computer scientist by the name of Carl Steinbeck in 1957. It is the science of processing data for storage and retrieval. Information science is another name. Let's give a definition to informatics. Informatics is the study, design, development, implementation, support or management of computer-based information system. Let me repeat the definition. Informatics is the study, design, development, implementation, and support or management of computer-based information systems. It's often used synonymous with information technology. That is, informatics is the same as information technology. The history of information and communication dates back to the very ancient age. Earlier, information was stored in memory and orally transmitted from person to person, region to region, culture to culture, and from generation to generation. In AD 100, the use of the paper came into existence. John Gutenberg in Germany invented the printing press in 1450. And still later, the binary system for machine storage and processing of information triggered of new developments in the field of communication. These developments made communication more transparent and flexible. The major events that made communication more transparent and flexible are the invention of the movable printing press in 1450 and later the binary system for machine storage and processing information. The print format was a great shift in the technique of storing data. Documenting on dry leaves, stones, tablets, and cave walls ceased to exist. Printed materials became widely used, but there were limitations for the print format as well. The most important of the limitations of print format was the problem of retrieving a required piece of information from a large collection. Another one is the barrier of space and time. The third was storage space. What are the limitations of the print format? The limitations were problem of retrieving a required piece for later use, barrier of time and space, and large storage space. It was Charles Babbage who during 1820s conceived the idea that information could be processed using a machine. He developed two machines, the difference engine and analytical engine, which are considered as the prototypes of information processing machines. Charles Babbage was thinking far ahead of his time, but he could not materialize what he had proposed. But Babbage is considered as the father of modern computer technology. Why do we call Babbage the father of modern computing? During the 1820s, Babbage conceived the idea that information could be processed using a machine. He developed the difference engine and analytical engine. These engines are considered as the prototypes of information processing machines. So, he is considered as the father of modern computer technology. The great American mathematician Claude Shannon developed a system of symbolic language that could be used for storing information in machines. This is called a binary system of language. The binary system of language was developed by Claude Shannon. He found out that the on and the off position of an electric switch could be used to represent two values such as true or false, right or wrong, and present or absent. He defined the on position as 1 and the off position as 0. By combining a number of switches, we can multiply zeros and ones. Definite number of zeros and ones could represent a specified value system and characters in an alphabet. Thus, a language was developed for storing information in machines. As this language used only two characters, namely 1 and 0, it was called binary language. Digital and binary are synonymous. Each digit in the binary system, either 0 or 1, is called a bit. Each digit in the binary system, either 0 or 1, is called a bit. A unit of 8 bits is called a byte. Each digit in the binary system, either 0 or 1, is called a bit. A unit of 8 bits is called a byte. What is a bit? Each digit in the binary system, either 0 or 1, is called a bit. And what is a byte? A unit of 8 bits is called a byte. A byte is used to represent characters and digits. For example, the letter A in the English alphabet is represented by the byte 01000001, and B is represented by the byte 01000011. Similarly, the number 0 is represented by the byte 11110001, and the number 2 by 11110010. In this way, every bit of information can be represented digitally. There are international standards which specify binary equivalents of letters, digits, and units of information. The two international standards which specify 8-bit equivalent of letters and digits are called EBCDIC. EBCDIC. EBCDIC means Extended Binary Coded Decimal Interchange, and ASCII, American Standards Code for Information Interchange. The two international standards which specify 8-bit equivalent of letters and digits are EBCDIC and ASCII. EBCDIC stands for Extended Binary Coded Decimal Interchange, and ASCII stands for American Standards Code for Information Interchange. The first electronic computer which could store information was developed by Presper Eckert and John Mauchly, engineers of Pennsylvania University, in the year 1946. It was called ENIAC, ENIAC, Electronic Numeric Integrator and Calculator. In ENIAC, vacuum tubes or valves were used as electronic circuits. It was a huge computer which used 18,000 volts and 6,000 cables. It weighed about 30 tons, occupied a very large hall, and consumed about 150,000 watts of electricity. With the criterion of ENIAC, the first electronic computer was born. ENIAC was thousandfold faster than Mark the First, but it drew a lot of power that dimmed the lights of Philadelphia when it was switched on due to the use of vacuum tubes. ENIAC had many problems. The most important of them were the short life of vacuum tubes, and the second one, it runs a single program, which means rewiring by a group of technicians is needed to change the program. And they found out solutions. The same group of researchers worked on another version of ENIAC that can store programs on punched cards that are much easier to manage. Early computers were used only for computing or mathematical operations. That was why the machines that handled binary digits were called computers. What is ENIAC? ENIAC means Electronic Numeric Integrator and Calculator. Who developed ENIAC? Prosper Eckert and John Mauchly of Pennsylvania University developed ENIAC. Great development has occurred in the field of computers during the past 60 years. The size of computers has decreased, but the efficiency has increased. The reason for the reduction in size and increase in power and speed are attributed to the discovery of transistors and their integration into microprocessors. Now listen to the voice once again and write a paragraph each on the following questions. First one, what is binary and who developed it? Second question, what are the main features of ENIAC? That's all today. Bye.